Hello, soul family. Welcome back. And if you're new to my channel, welcome. So here's a long video for you guys because my rigs have been like, Gabby, you're posting like these really short TikTok videos and we don't like it. And I understand because I'm like the queen of long videos, right? And then here I go posting these 15-second, let's test your psychic ability videos. And people are like, we miss your long videos. So this is for you guys that like the long videos. We're going to talk about the 12 spiritual laws of the universe. Do you know what they are? Do you really know what they are? And if you do know what they are, do you practice them? Let's talk about them. So when you don't understand the connections between, the spiritual laws, you naturally encounter a whole shit ton of obstacles in your reality, in your life. You may feel lost, frustrated, and confused. And when I say confused, I mean like confused about your purpose and why you're even here. It may even make you feel like, virtually everything goes wrong for you. No matter how well you think you've planned out your life or how well you're starting to do things in your life, it just doesn't matter. Because if you're not living by the 12 universal laws and putting it into practice, it's kind of like you're going against energy. Like you're not flowing with energy. You're not creating with energy. You're colliding with energy. Confirmation. You're colliding with energy. So you're like bumping heads, and that's why you're not getting anywhere. That's why you're confused. That's why you're unhappy. That's why things are not going as planned. It's because you're not flowing with the laws of the universe. You like my plant? Now, so in contrast to all of that, people who do live their lives with an awareness of, how these laws are interconnected in our life, or, the awareness of the interconnectedness of these laws, typically, these people report, feeling more confident in their reality in this life. They're more productive and, more reflective than ever before. And these people are happier because they're flowing with the energy. They're not colliding with the energy. They're following the laws of the universe. They incorporate these laws of the universe in their life, and they're getting what they want out of life because they're following the laws of this reality. Now, this is not easy. Not at all. At all. When I was doing this video and I was reading about the laws and reflecting on them, I thought to myself, wow, I really don't follow this in my life. And maybe that's why so many things don't go as planned for me, because I'm literally like this and I'm not manifesting correctly. I'm not living. How can I put this? I was going to say I'm not living energetically correct, but that makes no sense at all. But in my brain, it kind of makes sense. If you were in my brain, it would make sense. There's a certain way that we have to reside in this reality because of the energy that we live in this universe. Following the 12 universal laws will just make life a whole lot easier if you just bring that awareness into your reality and give it a try. Okay, here are the 12 universal laws. They may not be in order, but this is how I put them. Trust me, they are all here. Law number 1. The law of divine oneness. Everything is one. And when I say everything, I mean absolutely everything. Everything is one. Okay? Everything in our universe is interconnected. In other words, every choice, every word, every desire, every belief, every action you have will also have an impact on the world. Think about that for a minute. It will have an impact on the world, a ripple effect in the world and on the people that are in your life or in life in general. For an example, say I'm running late for work and I'm like going crazy trying to get out the door so I can make it to work because I know that I'm late and I don't want to be too late. So I'm going insane to get to work in a reasonable amount of time, knowing that I'm going to be late. So I'm frantic, okay? And I cannot be late, but I know I'm going to be late. So of course I'm frantic. Now this is an example. And I have to leave home and I rush out of here like a bat out of hell. And say that I'm speeding to work. So I speed to work and I'm being a little careless. Okay, a lot careless. I'm being mindless. I'm being selfish because I'm only focused on getting to work on time. And I'm speeding. I'm speeding to work. I cut somebody off. Now say that the person that I cut off is on their way to a job interview. And when I cut them off, they had to slam on their brakes and their coffee spills all down their white shirt. And they have no time to turn around, to go home, you know, to change their clothes. My careless and chaotic actions and energy affected them and gave them chaotic energy or lowered their vibration. Now they're off their game. They're grumpy. They have no confidence. Everything is messed up. I like ruined their day. And they have low self-esteem or no self-esteem at all because the coffee spilled down their blouse, down their shirt, and made them lose their confidence. And now their energy is just low, it's crummy, and their vibration is just negative. You know, it's in a negative field, and they're going to like totally blow their interview, like bomb their interview. This job interview could, you know, have been the change that they, you know, were looking forward to in their life. It's the change that they needed. Again, this is all an example. Maybe this job interview is the change that they needed in their life. But, you know, of course, I had no idea. I didn't do this on purpose, but my energy, my actions, all of that created a ripple effect and, you know, poisoned their beautiful day and ruined a perfect opportunity for them. So the next time I'm late for work, remember, because that was an example, that I'm late for work, I'm going to take my time and be mindful so I don't make somebody spill their coffee on themselves and make them bomb their interview and screw up their day. An opportunity that they probably needed for themselves. You got to think, like, I know that this example is out there. I've heard this before. Think of yourself as a drop of water. Okay? A droplet of water. I'm going to show you that how we are one. Think of yourself as a drop of water. That drop of water can eventually turn into a puddle. You know, drop, 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 drop. Will eventually turn into a puddle. And a puddle will eventually turn into a lake. And a lake runs and flows into a river. And that river flows into something further on, something bigger. It creates something bigger, the ocean. Endless ocean. So think of yourself as that drop of water. Okay? We are one. We are one. Remember that all day long. If you can't remember any of these other laws, remember law number one. Divine oneness. So when that person pisses you off because they didn't hold the door open for you, or the cash register lady doesn't tell you to have a good day, or she gets snappy with you, that's you on another timeline having a bad fucking day. That person is causing a ripple effect, but because you're being mindful right now, you're not going to have a reaction. You're going to be the person that stops that ripple, and you're going to send love back to that person. And you know what else? You're not going to be that person. If you're having a bad day, you're not going to cause a ripple effect. Well, you're going to try to mindfully not cause a ripple effect. I mean, it's going to happen because we're human. We're here to have human experience. But if you're here watching this video, you know, you're guided here. And this video is here to teach you, you know, to help you, to create change. And the next time you're peopling, being a human being out in the world, try to think of law number 1, divine oneness. Be kind to yourself, your thoughts, what you say, the actions of what you're doing. Think about karmic yoga. Everything that you do, do it for a purpose. Do it with love. Even if you don't want to do it, transmute that energy and create love. The plants that are around you, acknowledge them, send love to them. The chair that you're sitting in, appreciate it. Everything is energy. Everything is oneness. Everything. Everything. And if you're new to this, all of that just sounded really fucking weird. And I understand, because I was there. I've been there. So be a drop of something positive in your life, in the sea of consciousness. Be a drop of something positive in the sea of consciousness. Now, the example I just shared about the person bombing, you know, their interview really made me feel some type of way. And I did not like the feeling. I didn't like it because I was once that person, and I was also the late person. So I was the person that spilled the coffee on me, and I was also the late person that probably made somebody spill their coffee on them. And both felt horrible. So I try to be the better person every day. I try. I'm not always a better person every day. I have my human days, because I'm human. You know, I have shitty days. I'm still causing a whole shit ton of ripples, but I'm being mindful. So I try to be a better person every day. And that's what you just, that's the effort that I'm making, is trying. I am trying. I'm acknowledging this. I'm aware of this, and I'm putting an effort to be a better person every day. I'm learning about, you know, the universal laws, you know, to help me with, you know, the spiritual aspect of understanding life. You know, I seek peace. I don't know if it's because I'm getting older or if I'm just aware of this stuff, but I'm seeking peace in my life. I'm seeking more confidence. I'm seeking flow and, you know, awareness of self. I want to increase our energy as a whole. You know, I do not want to be a reason that we are, you know, decreasing as a whole, as a collective. Everything is energy. Everything is connected. And I mean it, everything. Everything. I mean, like, literally everything. It's so weird. Like, if you were to sit here after this video, you could pause right now and just like take a look around you and think about it. It will blow your mind when you realize that you created I like created this atmosphere around me. Everything. I created this. You watching this video created it, because we are one. Just a different aspect. Different drop of water. We're the same puddle, different drop of water. We are one. Moving on to number 2. Universal law number 2 is the law of vibration. You guys, this video is going to be so long because you guys know I can talk. So number 2 is law of vibration. every particle in the universe and everything around you, everything around you, everything around you, and even you yourself is in constant movement, constantly carrying energy. Everything around you is constantly moving and carrying energy. From the plants and the stars in the sky to the chair that you're sitting on, or the table where you set down your coffee, my dog. It's me, Jessica. Your dog is energy. The Delilah barking back there. She's just a ball of energy moving around, barking, creating noise. Your cat, a horse, a goldfish, everything, the trees, the grass, your vehicle, the refrigerator, you know, your house. It's all energy, vibrating at its own energy frequency. Again, if you just pause this video and just kind of like quietly sit and just like look around at everything around you and think about that for a minute. It's like, it's mind-blowing when you reflect on this stuff. It's crazy. And once again, if you're new to all this, this is all weird, strange. You might not get it right now, or you might, I don't know, you know, but if you don't, maybe you will. Maybe it'll take another lifetime. If it doesn't resonate with you, you can always just like go to the next video or stay here and see if something resonates. But yeah, everything is energy vibrating at its own energy frequency. Your thoughts are energy. Emotions are energy. Emotions are just energy in motion. Emotion. Words and actions are all vibration and energy. Your whole life is revolved around the law of vibration. The world literally revolves around you. Literally revolves around you because it's all energy that you create, that you created. Here's another example. Your thoughts, emotions, and actions, or lack of actions, all have an energetic output. If you're thinking with using your thoughts by thinking something like, I'm not good, or I'm not good enough, that's a certain low vibrational energy that's associated with that. Is it good? Is it bad? Again, perspective. Now, if you're saying you're not good enough, it's a low vibration. Again, is that bad? Is that good? It's a low vibration. I prefer not to be down there in the low vibration because I feel better in the higher vibration, but it's perspective. So that has a certain low vibrational energy that's associated with all of that. Then that affects your emotions, and you'll have emotions like sadness, maybe a little bit of an anxiety, fear, and sadness, anxiety, stuff like that is fear. So when I say fear, I mean like all of that summed up into the word fear, you know. Now, your emotions are putting out a certain energy frequency that is in the low vibration range. Then that affects your actions or lack of actions. And you may be like, you know what? I'm not good enough. And I'm too shy, you know, and I'm so shy and I feel this way. So I'm going to hide away and not come out of my shell and just like not be around people because I don't feel good enough and I feel too shy and I don't feel confident enough to communicate with people. So I kind of just like close down and, you know, stay away from everybody and the world because this is the vibration I'm in and this is the emotion I'm feeling. Now, the combination of all that creates your overall vibration, and the vibration in the example was on the lower spectrum, and you know that vibration affects your reality, and that's what you attract in your reality. Is how you feel is what you're going to bring into your life. You know, this is going to attract people, problems, and situations that resonates on this vibration or that vibration that you created, and you know, and that becomes your life. Now on the flip side, if you say that I am good enough, it creates happiness and joy and confidence, and you're like, I'm gonna go out into the world. I am the queen of the castle or the king of the castle. That's another vibration on a different spectrum. It's a higher vibration, and you're going to create and attract that kind of stuff into your life. All right, law number 3, law of correspondence. All things have a correspondence within each other. As above, so below. As within, so without. All right. The law of correspondence states that what happens within us is directly reflected outside of us. This applies to all things in existence on all planes of existence. So what is happening outside of us, everything that we're experiencing in our life outside of us, is a direct reflection of what is happening inside of us. So we are here to have a human experience. So if you are here to learn about, I don't know, unconditional love, you may be put into situations that are challenging. Say you were and if you're here to learn about love, you're definitely not going to be put into a situation difficult of love. So you're going to be put into many challenging situations. I speak from experience. I think that was a little triggering. So say you were born in a family that is addicted to drugs. So I'm going to use an example of my family. So I think I'm here to, I feel that I am here to learn about unconditional love, because that's a lot. I've learned a lot about unconditional love as I became, I can't even say as I became an adult, as I was adulting. I started to become aware of this in my very early 30s. It took me that long. I've been put into so many messed up situations, challenging situations. I've been put into so many challenging situations. And it's like, I feel like my guides were always like this. Oh, she don't get it. She don't get it. Cue the next, I can't even speak. Cue the next challenge. That was my guides trying to push me onto my path, because I'm a hardhead. But yeah, so I feel like one of my lessons to be here is to learn about unconditional love. So of course I've been put into so many challenging situations, and if the same goes for you, then it might sound like this. So say you were born into a family that is addicted to drugs and alcohol and abuse. Okay. You may grow up, you know, very angry, very resentful, and very hateful, and have trust issues. And you'll have all of this stuff. You will have hate and resent and anger, all of this towards your parents or whoever raised you, and your siblings, and maybe even your significant other, and probably anybody that's around you, that hangs around you, your friends, your coworkers, just anybody that's in your life. Because that's what you have within you, and you reflect that outwards. Okay, so this is stuff that I've had to heal within myself, that I've been on this healing journey consciously since my 30s, my early 30s, well, my late 20s, like 27, very late 20s, very early 30s. I've been on this healing journey consciously. So all of that I had inside me, I had reflected outwards, and that's what my reality looked like for a very long time. And I just thought I had the worst luck in the world. Everybody hated me, and I was dealt a raw hand, bad hand. So if that's what is reflecting outwards, you will be a reflection of your parents, of your childhood, of that anger and that pain until you heal. Now, when you heal that pain, you correspond differently when you reflect a more healed aspect of yourself. When you are healed and learn about love and open up your heart chakra, you interact with the world around you from a place of unconditional love. And you'll reflect that energy. You'll reflect that energy. But until then, you'll be mirroring that past until you get through it. What you don't heal repeats itself like a spiral. Okay? I think that's where the saying, you know, you ever heard somebody say something like, I'm spiraling out of control, or it feels like I'm going to spiral out of control. I think that that's where that saying came from, because it's an old saying, and it's probably where it came from, spiraling out of control. Even history will repeat itself. History does repeat itself, and history will repeat itself. History won't repeat the bad stuff once it's healed. And I think what we're all doing, the volunteers that came here to help wake up humanity consciousness, to help expand and grow consciousness, I think we are here to heal history. I keep saying I think. I feel we are here to heal history, because I really do feel that. I don't think that. I feel that. I feel we are here, a lot of us light workers, light warriors, healers, earth angels, you know, there's so many others. I'm not going to name them all, but you know, the people that are here to heal, I feel that there is a whole lot of healing going on, and we're here at this beautiful time in life to heal history so it doesn't repeat itself. Because if it repeats itself, every time it repeats itself, it doesn't dip in a level, it rises in a level of evil and hate and pain. The pain is just gonna blow one of these days if it's not healed. So we're here to heal history so it doesn't repeat itself. Now, it's not going to happen overnight. This is something that's going to take a long time, but at least it's in motion, right? So until you break the pattern, it's going to just keep going on and on and on. It's how you correspond in your life. So what anger you hold within will reflect outwards until you change the way you feel within. Once you figure out how to love unconditionally, and you can't fake unconditional love, you just can't fake it. You could pretend all you want. Nothing's going to change. You have to feel it within. It has to be authentic. So once you figure out how to love unconditionally and forgive, something I struggled with, I was like, I was one of those people that would retaliate, and I wouldn't forgive bullshit. Period. Because I wanted you to hurt as bad as you hurt me. And then I learned how to forgive, finally. Took me a freaking long time. Took me until my late 30s, early 40s to actually learn how to actually forgive with all of my heart, with unconditional love. And I never understood how that would make you, like, I've heard people that were healed tell me, you're like, you gotta forgive. You just gotta love them unconditionally. I'm like, how? Like, no, you just don't understand. They understood, but it's something I had to work within myself to understand, and nobody can teach you that. You literally have to teach yourself that. You have to go through the emotions. It's an inner standing, and you'll never, ever get it until you understand it. So nothing will change until you figure out how to love unconditionally and forgive authentically, with unconditional love, is when you'll reflect a different reality around you. And it's possible. Trust me, it's possible. If I did it, you could do it too. So, meaning, all of this means if you don't learn the lessons in this lifetime, it will just repeat itself. It will repeat itself. And you'll reincarnate and be on a similar path that you are on now. If you don't learn, wake up. She's going to probably bark now. She barked. So wake up and learn. I hope that this video brings awareness into your reality so that you can get on the path of being mindful about this and put the effort in to learn if you feel guided to, or history will repeat itself. Now, these 12 laws of the universe work together. All of them. They work together. You can't skip one. They all just like this. They meld together. They work together. How you correspond affects law number 2, the law of vibration. Law number 4, law of attraction. Everybody knows this one. This is like the popular one. Everybody talks about the law of attraction. And they think that by following the law of attraction, voila, everything's going to just be great and okay. And you just, you know, whatever you think. I don't know. I just never hear anybody talk about the other 11 laws. And they talk about the law of attraction and think everything is just going to be beautiful and perfect and healed and life is going to be great and hunky-dory. And it's not unless you follow the other 11 laws. Okay? The law of attraction. And I don't think everybody really understands fully what the law of attraction really is. I really didn't either until I started to incorporate it into my life. The law of attraction tells us that like attracts like. So in order to have the things that you desire in life, you have to work out how to vibrate on the same frequency as the things that you like. So how you correspond, we just talked about that law, how you correspond and vibrate, law number 2, determine what you attract. You vibrate low, and if you correspond in fear, which is a low vibration, you attract a low vibrational reality. Is that a bad thing? I don't know. It's perspective. If that's where you want to vibrate, then correspond and vibrate like that. And that's what you'll attract. I prefer not to, but hey. And I call that, you know, personally, I call that fear. If you're, you know, vibrating low and you're attracting low vibrational stuff into your light and you're corresponding in fear, I call that fear, because it is fear. And fear is worry. Fear is anxiety. It's depression. It's hate. It's scary. It sucks. You know, it's low. It's stuff like that. If you know, and if you are tuned into that kind of frequency, you're going to attract people and situations that reflect all of that. Hate, fear, anxiety, you know, low vibrational people, sketchy people, sad people, mean people. people that don't support you. You're going to attract all of that. If you vibrate high and you correspond in love, you attract a high vibrational reality. You attract calmness, love, peace, confidence, stuff like that on a high vibration. Now, on a high vibration, it's a reality of passion, positivity, motivation, desire. So if you're looking to change your life and you want to hang out with, you know, fun, responsible, motivated, creative people who support you, you must initiate the change and vibrate and correspond as such. Then you will see a shift in your reality and attract more people like you, because that's what you're reflecting. Now, if you're a shithead, you'll attract shitty head people, narcissistic people into your reality. Low vibration, frequency, fear. You don't want that. You don't want that. And if that's what you are attracting right now, you have the power to change that. You and only you. Understanding. Law number 5, the law of inspired action, or the law of resonance. The law of inspired action, or the law of resonance, tells us that we must actively pursue our goals. Okay? So you can't just like sit here and think good thoughts and be like, ah, I attracted abundance and all I did was meditate. It don't work like that. We think it works like that. Some people think that it worked. I thought it worked like that. I'm gonna lie. I really did think that's all I had to do was like envision it and create a vision board and just be like, oh, I'm going to be rich. No, it don't work like that. You have to have a goal. You have to pursue it. Okay? You have to put it into action. You actually have to put some work in. Anyways, you have to create action. You have to be the action. Okay? So you must actively pursue your goals. So like I just mentioned in the previous law, the law of attraction, if you're looking to change your life, you must initiate the change and be active in creating the reality that you desire. Whatever resonance that you live in or vibrate in is what you will attract. Like attracts like. Whatever you inspire to take action on is what you will attract. So the universe doesn't give you what you want. The universe gives you who you are. And that makes perfect sense. I heard that not too long ago and I was like, wow, that blew my mind because it's so true. The universe doesn't give you what you want. You can't just sit there and meditate and be like, this is what I want, and envision it. I mean, that's part of it. I mean, that's an action that you put in motion that, you know, it's an effort, but it's not a big effort. You actually have to, you have to put more work in. You can't just meditate. You got to create a goal and you got to be a go-getter and take action. You have to initiate action to get what you want. Okay. So the universe doesn't give you what you want. The universe gives you who you are. So are you motivated? Are you active? Or are you lazy and passionless? Okay. Ask yourself that. So if you are lazy and angry, the universe will match that energy. If you are unhappy, the universe will match that vibration. Now, on the other hand, if you are a happy person and a positive person, if you're creative, the universe will match that energy. And You can fake it till you make it. Hear me out. Fake it till you make it. Sometimes we have to, so we're all characters here anyway, right? This is our avatar that we're in. We modify it. We change the hair color. I'm blonde, but am I platinum? No, obviously. You know, and so over the years, we've learned to modify our avatar. Even back in the day, they modified their avatar. They wore jewelry. They wore different kinds of clothes, styles of clothes. So we've always modified the avatar that we reside in. So we're all characters, and this is our movie. So you just have to play the role. So do you want to be rich in this lifetime? Then act rich. Act it. Act it out. Fake it until you make it. Sometimes we just have to act rich and healthy to be rich and healthy. All right. And I mean, so we're here in human form acting out many roles. Why not get into character? If you're going to get into the character, you know, that you really enjoy playing. You know, so if you enjoy playing the rich, healthy, wealthy, happy, abundant character, there's no harm. Act it out, play it out, be it, attract it. But you have to take initiative. You have to. If you're going to take on the role, you really must take on the role. So if you're going to act rich, make sure you really act rich. If you're going to act healthy, make sure you act healthy. You can't just tell people you're healthy and eat a Snickers. If you're telling people you're healthy, get on that treadmill, go take a walk, lift some weights, drink some smoothies, eat healthy. You know, if you're going to play the role, you must play it all the way. All right. So, and if you're going to be rich, meditation and visualization. I don't know why that word sounded wrong. Visualization, manifestation, mantras or vision boards are, you know, I know that earlier I said that you can't just manifest to attract. I mean, it's part of it, but you have to do more. These are all great tools or great ways to also take action to attract, but you can't, you know, vision boards and just saying mantras and meditating for 15 minutes a day isn't going to bring you what you want. I mean, it's going to help bring you what it is that you want, but you also have to take action initiate action into whatever it is to, you know, create a goal and make a checklist and check off what's on your checklist to get whatever it is that you want. So if it's to own your own business, you can't literally just sit there and meditate over it. You really do have to, you know, be creative and getting out there and getting yourself and in your product or whatever it is that you're trying to sell out there to the public so that you can be this entrepreneur that you envision yourself to be. You can't just sit in your back bedroom and close your eyes and envision yourself being an entrepreneur, but never leaving your house and entrepreneur. Okay? So you have to take action to attract what it is that you want. So if you're into role playing and want to take on a character or a costume or whatever it is, it's all great ways, you know, to take action to create who you are and what you desire. That's you taking initiative, you know, playing the role and being in character to get what it is that you want. Creating goals is another great action to inspire you to create and attract that relationship or job or abundance or health or whatever it is that you seek. Law number 6. And my voice is like getting raspy. Law of perpetual, is that what it is? Law of perpetual transmutation of energy. So the law states, law number 6 states that energy cannot be created or destroyed. It can only be transformed. Okay, so what does that mean? Think of water. It can be turned into rain. Yeah, I'm trying to think if my analogy, my example makes sense. Think of water. It can be turned into rain. Okay, and then that rain can be turned into snow. If you heat that water up, if you boil that water, it turns into steam. It's all a transformation. It's transforming. You never got rid of the water. It's still water. It's just transformed. You have the power to change energy. You have the power to transmute. So for example, you can change your surroundings by transforming. Like the last law I just talked about, you could transform yourself and get into character. Okay? You have the power within you to do this. So if someone is being negative towards you, or when they are sending you bad juju or bad energy, you have to learn how not to match their vibration. Therefore, you change it. You have to learn to transform that energy and change it so it does not affect you. So it doesn't affect you in a bad way, whatever that means to you. Instead of, lashing out with a meaner comeback, just brush it off. And know that you have a conscious understanding that they may not at this time. It doesn't mean that you are better than them. It just means that you are further along on your awakening to self path. And if you know this about yourself, then you know that it's not good to energetically match their vibration, their vibe, if they're being nasty. Okay. So instead, you may send them love and peace. You don't even have to say anything. You could just think of it. You could just think of yourself sending them love and peace and joy, and hope that, something better comes along for them. You can hope the best for them and try to understand that they are going through something that they find absolutely impossible to heal at this time, at this moment in their life. You were probably in their shoes at one point in your lifetime or a past lifetime. Another example of energy transformation is you can bless and heal the food that you eat with thought. When I go into the grocery store, I bless and heal the produce section as I walk past it in Walmart. When I'm making my smoothies in the morning, I thank the fruit that I'm putting into my cup. I thank it for healing me and giving me my cells energy in my body. I thank the people that grew the tree. I thank the tree that grew the fruit. I thank the people that picked the fruit. I thank and send people that that came and drove that food to whatever company they drove it to. I thank and bless the hands that those people that packaged it. I thank and bless the people that, were in the postal delivery services handling, those packages of fruit, and the people working at the store that took it off the truck and put it in the produce section. I think about all of that, and I thank all of them, and I send them all love for that fruit to make it into my cup, to put into my body for healing and support. So you have the power to transform the world around you. Also, we all know that the food that we eat here in America, so if you're from America and you're watching this, then you already know. If you're from another country, you guys probably already know that America's food is not that great. There's so many countries that do not experiment on their people, but here in America they do. So a lot of Americans know that our food is tampered with. So we are alchemists. We can turn our pesticide fruit into healing food by our thoughts. Now, I know this sounds like a bit like woo-woo, like, okay, girl, you crazy. That's pesticides. Just wash your fruit. Yeah, you can wash your fruit, but it's still in there. It's still in the roots. It's still in the fruit as it became fruit. You know, it was in the leaves, the flower, therefore it's in the fruit. But it's something you must practice and know you are capable of, and do it knowing, not believing, but knowing that you have the power to transform that fruit or whatever it is that you're eating into something healthy as you put it into your body. You're capable of doing that. Now, the government will tell you that people like me are like cuckoo. We're weird, we're crazy, and stuff like this doesn't exist. We don't have the power. That's why a lot of us have our videos taken down, because they don't want you to learn that you are powerful. Got my first violation on TikTok today, by the way. Anyways, however, you created all of this. You created this moment as you listen to this video. This video could be something that you put into place to remind yourself in this current reality that you're not crazy, that you're on the right path. This is a reminder video for some of you. You're not crazy. You created all this. You are all that is. Little changes here and there will make a big difference in your life, in this reality, in this universe. You must be confident and know that you have the power. Again, you must know it. Like, I know I can change this, all right? I don't want you to believe it, but I want you to know it to be true, because you're powerful, you're divine. You're a godling. This goes for anything. If you're sick, you have the power to change and transform, that energy. Know that you are the creator and visualize being healthy. Now, I'm not saying that this is easy, because it's not. We're so far behind in all of this stuff, and we're never taught on how to do any of this, that just learning about it now, some people give up because they're like, I'm divine, I have the power, I know I can heal myself, and then they don't heal, and then they're like, see, I knew it. It was too good to be true. It's just because you're a baby at learning all of this. You're at the beginning stages, and you have to build up this strength, this inner knowing, this inner power. You have to build it up. And you're just going to pass it on to the people around you and your children, and they're going to pass it on to their children and their children. And that's how you're going to create a better world, with this knowledge, with this knowing. So visualize being healthy. It's a start. I know this sounds impossible, but it's not. And again, it's not easy. I have lived 44 Earth years, and I am still not sure how to transform a sick body to a healthy one. I still have my days. I still work on myself. I still know that I'm doing something. Something is happening, because energy is always moving, and I'm always keeping the energy positive. I hope my computer doesn't die. It just went low. Like the screen just went. So something is happening. I am definitely transforming. It's just not happening at a rapid pace, but it's happening. So just know that you're making a change. And again, I'm human and I struggle at times, mostly with doubt. And it's hard not to doubt it because, again, I'm in the early stages and I don't always, you know, feel like something's changing. But then I think back to a year ago and I'm like, wow, I really have come a long way. So just stay positive. Now, I have seen people do this. I have witnessed it. I've seen people do it. My husband's mom had stage 4 cancer and it spread all over her body. You know, she didn't, the doctors probably gave her 6 months. I know I say don't believe, no, but she believed, meaning she knew she was healthy. She was like, I'm not fucking sick. I don't have cancer. I don't have cancer. That doctor knows nothing. She didn't even want to do the treatments, but she's like, I'll do the damn treatments just to shut you guys up. Because nobody would leave her alone. They had a whole like intervention. The whole family came to my house and like, Mom, you gotta go. So she was like, fuck. And then she went and she did her chemo and then she did her radiation. She knew she was healthy and she refused to give her cancer any thought. She refused to give her cancer any time. That woman didn't even act like she had cancer. She went about her day as if it was a regular day. Anytime anybody tried to talk to her about the cancer, she was like she didn't even want to talk about it. I was like, let's talk about something else. She didn't give it any time, any day, any notice, nothing. She didn't give it a thought. She didn't care about it. It doesn't exist. She didn't give it energy. Okay, she didn't feed it. Maybe that's what that's the power. Don't feed it. Don't feed it fear. So it didn't grow. She knew she didn't have it, so therefore it didn't exist. Erased from her life, her reality. She didn't give it energy. She lived her life doing treatment, not accepting the prognosis, and didn't even give it energy or a thought. Her attitude towards the doctors saying that she could live 3 months, 6 months, whatever it was not accepted by her. She was like, whatever, I don't have cancer. I don't know what you're talking about. I'm just here because my kids are making me. And every day she did her regular prayers. She's very religious. She did her regular prayers, lived her regular life. And one day, 6 months down the road, 6 months later, she was like absolutely cancer-free and she moved out. She was here because we were taking care of her. We thought we were going to have to do the end of life, the end of days with her here. 6 months later, she was healed. She moved. She's still cancer-free a year later. She had will and she had knowing, and she transformed that illness into health. Some energies are hard to transmute. It's not a 1, 2, 3 and done. It's a process. It's something you must continue to practice and you must work at it for the rest of your earth life. All right, so I knew that this video was going to be so super long, so I had to take a break, and now I am back. I left off at number 7, so let's hop right into it. Number 7 is the law of cause and effect, aka karma. Karma is not always a bitch. I used to think karma was what happened to people when they deserved what was coming to them. But when I started to go through my awakening, I learned that it's not like that. There's good karma and there's bad karma. Again, perspective, but you get back what you put out. So if you're putting out negative, you're going to get back negative. If you put out positive stuff, you're going to get back positive. So again, karma does not mean good or bad. It just means for every action, there's a reaction. Everything you put out into the universe will eventually come back to you. If, like I said a second ago, if you put out bad energy into the world, you know, you're not going to get back blessings. The universe is going to match your vibration. I try to live by, the good vibes only code, because I'm not trying to get back anything, low vibrational or anything bad. So I consciously make an effort to try not to complain about life, what's going on in my life, what I've been dealt. I'm learning not to complain. I'm learning to just flow with it and ask myself, what's the lesson, So I consciously have been, learning not to complain. I've been making a conscious effort not to complain. And when I do get into that, oh, why is this, what am I going through? Why is this happening to me right now? I try to pause and pump the brakes, and I ask myself, what's the lesson behind all of this? I try not to criticize or to condemn anyone. If I do any of that, if I were to judge anybody or condemn anyone, if I did do any of that, I'm basically telling the universe that I'm negative, and the universe is going to send back that same vibe into my life. So I've been making a conscious effort not to be that person that I used to be. I used to be that person. So I don't want to sabotage myself and block my blessings. So I'm very conscious of what I say and what I do in my reality. And it's something that I work really hard at, because I have not always been this way. Now, our rewards in life will always match our service. So I did a video a while back, and it was random acts of kindness. And I challenged whoever watched the video to pick a random act of kindness and practice it. And this is why. Now, I don't do this to get rewards. I practice random acts of kindness because I want to make change in the world around me, and I want to make somebody else's day happy and good. Because I remember when I was getting coffee and the person in front of me paid for my coffee, and I thought that was the coolest thing. And it happened again when I was going through a toll booth. Before we had those things that you put on your car now, because now I don't even think you stop anymore to give money at toll booths. But back in the day when you used to stop to give money at the toll booth, I remember somebody paying for me, and I thought that was cool too. So I remembered the way that made me feel. So I wanted to do that for somebody else. So I actually paid it forward by paying for the person's fare behind me. I've also done it when I go and I get coffee. I like to do that too. So our rewards in life will always match our service. Have you ever heard of the saying, as ye sow, so shall ye reap? Basically, what that means is what you put out will determine what you get back in return. It's really simple, and it's really basic. But not a lot of us really understand that. And a lot of us misunderstand the law of karma, or the law of cause and effect. So whatever you seek in the form of rewards, you must earn in the form of service to others. Okay? It can't always be service to self. Even though I say practice, self-love, self-care, and that is a form of service to yourself, but I don't mean it in a selfish way. But sometimes you have to be a little selfish to take care of yourself. That's different than being selfish and mindless and not caring about other people and not having empathy for other people. Okay? You have to practice, you know, service to others, kindness to others. So you must earn in the form of service to others all your thoughts and all your human behavior and your movements. All of that affect the entire universe. What you say, what you do, and what you think, and how you act. It affects everything. Remember, the universal law number 1. Everything is one. All of these laws connect. They go hand in hand with each other. So it affects the entire universe. Everything is oneness. The law of oneness, the universal law number 1, nothing is separate. We are all governed by a chain reaction of events. Remember the ripple effect that I talked about earlier? That started with a cause. We are all subject to the universal law of cause and effect. That's why we should practice self-love, but not in a mindful way. We must practice self-love, and we should be mindful so we could be service to others. Kindness for ourselves and kindness for all that is around us. Because what you put out eventually comes back to you. It might not be in a year. Maybe it'll happen in a week. Maybe it'll happen in 5 years. Maybe it'll happen in 50 years. Maybe it'll happen in a month. You never know. But it's going to come back to you. I probably got payback coming back to me from something that I did in my 20s. Something I did in my 30s. Even though I've done some kind acts in between, even though I've become more consciously aware, it doesn't matter. I put stuff in action. I created a cause. Maybe the universe will have mercy on me. Maybe I'll have some cushion for it to bounce off of and it won't hit me so hard. But I'm pretty sure I still got some bad karma and some good karma coming at me. I have to pay for what I've done, you know? I think we all do. Like I said, if you created something, you put something in motion, you created a cause, act, reaction. So I'm pretty sure I got stuff coming back at me, you know, both good and bad. And it's just the laws of the universe. I'm sure the more good that I do, the comeback won't be as harsh. We shall see. You know, I can only hope for the best. Maybe some of you guys may disagree. I'm not saying that that's a fact. That's just my take on things. It's my perspective about it. Maybe my being mindful and being kind and being consciously aware of what I'm doing now, maybe that bought me some I don't know, good points with the universe, and maybe the universe is going to grant me some, you know, forgiveness for some of the things that I've done, and maybe I won't have to make payback for, you know, some of those things, but I really just, I don't know that for fact. I just know that what you put out does come back to you. So just be mindful of that. No matter what version of you put something out there, it's going to come back to you. So possibly maybe in another lifetime, a version of me did some really shitty things. And by the time it made its way back, that one version of me had transitioned. So that stuff that I put out there had to travel and travel and travel on to another timeline to come back to me, because it's still me, just on a different timeline. So no matter what version of you puts something out there, it's going to come back to you. So maybe in this lifetime, now that you're aware of that, maybe you could start practicing being more kind and practicing service to others, and also self-love and self-care, so that another version of you on a future timeline that is more healed won't get so much blowback. You understand? So once you set off behavior or movement into the world, it will have a continuing ripple effect, or a continuing ripple. It will, keep traveling and having an effect way, way beyond, your awareness and beyond your understanding. It is also said in metaphysics that all ripples that transfer outwards will have to return to source. Now, we've expanded awareness. We've expanded consciousness. So it makes sense that something that a version of me from another reality timeline that put something out would come back and get me. I say that as if it's a negative thing, because probably because it's like a trauma response. But yeah, I didn't even think that another version of me from a timeline could have put something out really freaking awesome, like the hugest blessing in the world, and maybe that could come back to me too. And I'm over here thinking the worst, See where my mind goes, you guys? I'm human just like you. So it is possible that a version of me, put something out there. And even though sometimes I think my life is like, yeah, maybe next year, maybe in January 2023, that ripple of love and abundance is going to be like boing, 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 and just bless me, right? I should be thinking like that. See, I need to change the way I think. I automatically just took it to a dark place just because I was thinking about an old version of me and what the old version of me has done. And I feel so sorry for a future version of me, because that ripple effect's going to find me and it's just going to freaking mess my day up. I know it is, but I know that there's a good version of me out there that put some blessings out. And I know that this new healing version of myself has put good stuff out there, and that's going to help, that ripple effect. My point is, you guys, is those ripples, as they transfer outwards, they will have a return to source. You are the source. What you create, what you put out, is going to come back to you at some point. At some point. Now, the source is you, like I said, or the human that created it in any lifetime, which is you. Everything that you put out, so all outputs and actions have consequences. And these consequences are either good or bad, aka karma. Now, this karma can cause a positive or negative influence on your life or other people's lives. Confirmation. You reap what you sow. So for example, ow, that hurt. I just jabbed my nose. So for example, I'm going to use cheating because it just seems like the most common one. So if you cheat on your lover, on your girlfriend, on your boyfriend, if you cheat on your lover, that action and those thoughts and that behavior will have an effect for for all of your actions that you created, because you created the cause. You may receive consequences, karma, due to your actions in the form. Doesn't mean that because you were unfaithful, doesn't mean that your lover is going to be unfaithful. You don't get back exactly what you put out. You might get back something like living a life of deceit at some point in your life. Confirmation. Ding. Lifetime. So, okay. Being the effect. Now, the law of cause and effect. And you cannot fake the cause, the action, because of this little thing called intention. Energy flows where intention goes. Intention. You can do something nice with a bad intention, and then you're going to reap what you sow from it. So you can't fake it. Okay? So don't do kind things just to, because you want good to come back to you. It's all about the intention behind the things that you're doing. All right. Moving on to law number 8. Now, law number 8 is the law of compensation. This law goes hand in hand with the law of attraction. You cannot get compensation or blessings if you don't put the work in. And you have to be authentic. You can't be fake. You can't put the work in and be fake about it. You have to be authentic. Again, you reap what you sow. It's all about intention. So if you donate money to charities, or you donate money to homeless people, or you pay for the person's Dunkin' Donuts behind you in line, or you pay for somebody's toll, if people still do that nowadays. And if you do this out of the goodness of your heart, you're going to receive blessings in return, because that's the intention, was to do it out of the goodness of your heart because you wanted to. It was something that you wanted to do. Your intention was to make somebody's day happy, bring joy into their life, to be kind to somebody. But if you help the homeless and then you judge them for being homeless, or you say, oh my God, I just gave this guy $5, but oh hell, he smelled so bad. Or did you see his hair? Did you see how matted his hair was? Did you see the clothes he was wearing? Did you see it looked like he peed his pants? You're judging him after you just gave him money. So if you help the homeless and you judge them, and you do it because you know you must put out to receive, then you're not being authentic. And you will not be compensated. You will not get back anything in return. Because you were doing it because you felt obligated to do it. It wasn't a good intention. It was obligation. It made you look good, but you're not going to get anything from it. Nothing positive, nothing good. Who's down here? Shh. Hey, Rose, you down here? It's okay. Somebody rang the bells. I don't know. Let me go look. Okay, I don't know what that was, but I was recording, so hopefully my video picked something up. I wish my camera was faced this way more, because if there was something that way, maybe it would have picked it up. But maybe the camera will pick up the sound of bells that the dog heard. What does it matter? You okay? You okay? You okay? Angels are getting their wings. Bells are ringing. Spirit is getting my attention, taking advantage of the bells in my house and ringing them. Where did I leave off? All right. Being compensated. You won't be compensated by the universe if your intentions are not pure, okay? It's all about intention. The universe gives you who you are, not what you want. So if you're a shitty person, you will get back bad luck, no luck. You will face many problems with people, problematic people, and end up in places that are low vibrational. But if your intentions are good, you will attract abundance, an abundance of luck, good luck, joy, and peace into your life. And you'll run into people that match your energy. And these people will encourage you. These people will bless you. They'll bless you with love. They'll bless you with knowledge. And maybe even bless you with gifts. Moving on to law number 9. Law number 9 is the law of relativity. Now, this law was interesting to me because I learned to not think of everything as good or bad, right or wrong. It's all perspective. I started to learn this a few years ago. Like, if what you think is bad is your perspective. What I think is bad is my perspective. So what I think is bad may not be bad to you, okay? It's perspective. Same goes for right or wrong, you know. So it's all perspective. I have been mindfully practicing to be neutral and, you know, see the good and the bad without judging it, just observing it. Now, society has programmed us to believe that things are either good or they're bad, when in truth, it just is. Okay, so good and bad is a human concept. It's made up by us humans. Everything is perspective. There is always more than one point of view in any situation, and we all do not see the world through the same colored, you know, glasses. We all see a different world through our eyes, and it all depends on, you know, who we are, where we grew up, what we were raised around, you know, our culture, stuff like that. So we all see the world differently, and we all feel differently about situation depending on how we were raised, where we were raised, what we were programmed to think. So for example, if a shark kills a sea lion, is the shark good or bad because he was hungry and he needed to hunt, and if he doesn't hunt, he won't survive. He found a sea lion and he ate him. Is the shark bad for doing that? Is the shark bad because the shark's trying to survive? Is the shark good because the shark is trying to survive? See what I mean? It's all perspective. I feel like super thirsty all of a sudden. So us humans give meaning to things. So good and bad is based off of what serves us. So us humans, we tend to give meaning to things. So good and bad is based off of what serves us. So the point of this law is to not be so judgmental and, you know, stand in a space of neutrality and try to see all points of view, especially if it's not related to or affecting you. I have this like, oh my God. I'm fucking bugging out right now. Okay, I'm not scared. I'm just shocked because to go on like a lot if you know me and you follow me, you guys probably know that I like to do paranormal stuff, but like the thing with the bells, just like it freaked me out because I wasn't expecting it. But just a second ago, like I'm trying to like look at the camera and talk, and I'm starting to get really wicked thirsty. Like can't like drink enough. And then I feel like an entity or something is in the room. I felt like somebody was standing there. I thought somebody was standing there. I'm literally down here with my cat and my dog. The cat's sleeping, the dog's here, my daughter's upstairs watching TV. And my light just bent sideways as soon as I said I have a feeling. It literally went sideways. We'll just keep going, guys. We're just gonna keep going. All right. Something is clearly here trying to get my attention. This is so weird because when I do videos, you know, sometimes I do get weird stuff, but and this usually happened in my old house, you know, the one that was really active. And this house I've always said is like, yeah, it's boring. There's no activity here. But sometimes I feel like the spirits found me. But my whole life I've always had activity around me, especially during Christmas time, a lot more. And just the other day I was thinking, you know, let's do a sesh. And I tried to do an EVP and nothing came through, and I was like, I don't know. I feel like I have a block around me, and that's what I said to myself. And I just kind of like thanked spirit and sent them back or whatever. And nothing has happened. Now here I am talking about the laws of the universe, and it's like a lot of things are happening. Well, let's move on and see if anything else cool happens. But this is pretty cool. I don't even know what time it is. We should record the time. It is 6:47 p.m. So, and it's today. Oh, it's the full moon today. Woo! It's the full moon, December 7th. It's the full moon. It's Wednesday. How cool. Full moon energy, you guys. Spirit activity always tends to amp up a little bit around the moon cycles. So maybe I have a spirit here just trying to get my attention. Well, you got my attention. If you want to continue trying to get my attention, let's see how creative you can be. Just don't hurt me. You must come in peace. So whatever it is, I'm not scared. I was a little shocked, like caught off guard. Like, it's like, wow, it's so cool. If I was recording it and expecting it, I would have been like, awesome. But because I wasn't expecting, I was like, oh, what was that? But I'm confident that whatever it is, it's peaceful. It's cool. Anyways, it's always a little weird when you're not expecting it, but let's move on. Let's keep talking. I think I was talking about being in neutrality. Standing in a space of neutrality. We live in a duality. So I've been trying to mindfully make a conscious effort to be more neutral in life and be more of an observer in life. So I've been trying to make an effort to stand in a space of neutrality, and I try to see all points of views without taking sides and judging, especially if it's not related to you or affecting you or me. If it's not affecting me, and has nothing to do with me, and it's not related to me, I don't really have a point of view. I'm just observing. I feel this way because I feel like we like duality as a human race. And I feel this way because our the way we're entertained in life by television, right? A lot of TV reality shows have become very popular, and it seems like people like reality TV because they love drama. And I feel like that's why we're so addicted to reality TV, because people like to argue over, you know, other people's points of view, because they like to be like, you're wrong, I'm right, you have to see my point of view is better than yours. And it's like an ego trip. And I think us humans are drawn to that for some reason. And we like that, to be in that warrior mentality. We like to be in that duality, and you know, we like to put our 2 cents in, and we like a good argument. But some people, you know, some people may never understand, and those people that you argue with, that will never see your point of view, they just don't understand. And those people are the best people to argue with, to create chaos. And I think that's why reality TV is so so popular. I'm smiling because in my peripheral vision, you guys, maybe I can see if my camera will catch it. Let's see, right there, right here in this area in my peripheral vision, I keep seeing somebody standing there, and they're not very tall. They'd be about, gosh, maybe about 4 feet tall. Maybe. You know, so I'll just leave the camera like this, because maybe I'll catch something. Maybe what I see in my peripheral, maybe the camera will catch it. All right, so I'm sorry that this video has, I feel like I ruined this video. So for those of you that feel that I ruined this video, sorry, not sorry, because this is kind of like so exciting. And, you know, this is not like my job, so I don't have to be like professional. I'm just sharing with you guys. So sorry, not sorry, I guess. Anyways, let me see if I could sit like this. Then I won't see it in my peripheral, but maybe I'll just see it. Maybe I'll just see it, because now the camera's faced this way. All right. So yeah. So I think that's why we like reality TV, because of the chaos and the arguing and the entertainment that comes with it. Humanity has loved crazy entertainment for like ever. Like think about like the medieval times, what they used to do for fun, like jousting and stuff. Like that's sick, yo. For entertainment, hurting other people, getting stabbed in the eye and shit. That's sick, dude. That's sick. Entertainment for humanity can get pretty twisted. Anyways, I don't know if that's me being judgmental. I guess maybe it could be a little bit. Because I guess it could be perspective, right? Like that's, see what I mean? Like that's my perspective. Now somebody else that's watching might be like, nah, dude, that's cool. Like back then, life was boring. You know, like they needed some entertainment like that, some excitement in their life. Like, I mean, I don't know what you guys would be thinking to think that that was cool, but anyways. So if you're judgmental, you will attract what you put out. Not all situations are so simple. Some are painful and some are sad. But then again, it's perspective. What I think is sad and painful might not be so sad and painful for somebody else. Now, the law of relativity is that nothing is good or bad. Again, we decide what's good or bad. So here's another example. The way that you view people around you and how you rank them in your mind shows more about you than about them. You can refer back to the law of vibration. What you reflect out will mirror you. How you rank people shows your characteristics and traits that you value in people. Here's another example. Say there are, I heard this one. This one was pretty cool, and I'm going to use this example. Say there's two siblings that went through the same family trauma. I like this one because I have a brother and we went through the same family trauma. So I really, really like this example. So there are two siblings that went through the same family trauma. Sibling number one, sibling number one hates life. Okay. And sibling number one feels that the world is against them and is always sad and always angry and just, it's angry at the world. However, sibling number two shares a different perspective and views the trauma as a strength and finds, and I got a tickle in my throat, and finds opportunity in hard times and focuses on goals to get out of a situation. I actually did a video on this example and I went into more detail, but see, it's literally about perspective. Two kids growing up in the same family, experiencing the same trauma, still have two different perspectives. It's wild, right? Moving on to, we're almost done, guys. Number 10, the law of polarity, the yin and yang of life. Now, the yin and yang of life lines up with the law of relativity. There is no good or bad, no right or wrong. Everything has a polarity. If there is darkness, there is light. If there is a negative, there's a positive. If there is a male, there's a female. If there is an up, there's a down. If there is joy, there is suffering. One cannot exist without the other. If I didn't experience pain and hardship, how would I know joy and abundance? If I didn't experience grief, how would I know love? These polarities are a part of the human experience to help grow so that we could glow, so we can go through the glow up in life. These polarities help us learn from our mistakes and help us to get clarity on what we want in our life. There's a lesson in everything that happens in life. Once we see the lesson for what it is, we then reap the blessings. What we go through in life is what builds our character. So whenever you're going through something, the next time that you are going through something, going through hard times, going through something difficult, going through something challenging, I want you to stop. I want you to pump the brakes, and I want you to ask yourself, what is the lesson? And be grateful for the journey that you are on in this lifetime. There is definitely sweet victory in the end. Number 10 was short. I really didn't have a lot to say about number 10. Moving on to number 11. Number 11 is the law of rhythm. wanted my clock to stop. It drives me crazy. So number 11 is the law of rhythm. The law of rhythm, life is like a box of chocolates. No, life is like a cycle of seasons. Everything in the universe is changing and transmuting, and nothing lasts forever. Nothing lasts forever. Nothing. As much as you want to believe that it does, it really doesn't. I have this tickle in my throat for no reason all of a sudden. Oh my God. The weird stuff that happens. This never happens to me when I'm talking. I don't know if I'm being blocked, so I don't tell you guys these things, so you guys don't learn anything. I don't know. I drink some water. All right, so nothing lasts forever. So enjoy the moment while it lasts. Be in the moment. That's why it's so important to just be in the moment, because it's not going to last. Nothing lasts forever. So enjoy the moments while they last. Learn to be in the moment. Spend time in the moment and enjoy the moment, because it's not going to last. The good times you enjoy, right? We all enjoy the good times. So the good times you enjoy, and the bad times, you might not enjoy them, but learn to embrace them. Because the bad times is a time for you to learn so that you can grow. So anything that you consider bad is most likely a lesson for you to help you grow. So think bad is actually good, because it's helping you. It's teaching you. And it's going to keep coming up. So that bad perspective, right? Bad. So that bad is going to keep coming back to you until you learn what it's trying to teach you. So embrace those challenging moments, because it's teaching you something. Now, I say this as if it's easy to do. It's not easy. Trust me, it's not easy. But when I look back at a lot of the things that were challenging for me, and I'm like, wow, I don't even know how I got out of that. But when I think about it, when I finally got through it, most of the time it's because I surrendered. I didn't give up. I surrendered. And I learned a lot from those challenging moments in life. Sometimes I don't even realize the blessings until I reflect. I spend a lot of time reflecting, because reflecting also helps me grow. When I reflect, that's when I become aware that the bad things or the bad times prepared me for change. Change in the cycle of life. So, as the saying goes, what goes up must come down. If you're on a high and everything's going good, everything's going well, and you're having the time of your life, just know that there's a cycle of change coming. I don't mean that as a threat, but when you're on a high and everything's going well, that's kind of like the graduation period, the celebration period. Celebrations don't last forever. You celebrate, you enjoy, then you move on to the next lesson in life so that you can celebrate that once you get through it. So just know that if everything's going good for you right now, there's gonna be something that's gonna come around and be a challenge in your life, because what goes up must come down. Sounds a bit scary, but that change is going to teach you something in your life. So if you enjoy the ride, embrace the good parts of it, okay? Embrace it and love it, and embrace and learn from the bad parts of that ride. So enjoy the ride and go with the flow and not against it. Go with the rhythm of change. If you are in an all-time low and you're down on your luck and you hit rock bottom, know that change is coming for you. It's on its way. Because what goes down goes back up. This is my perspective. That changes happen faster when people are on a high. They tend to go low much, much faster. And people that are low, it takes time to climb up, to get up on that high. It feels like you're never going to get there. You can see it, but when the hell are you going to get there? And it's time. It's patience. So again, enjoy the ride. Be in the moment. Use all the laws of the universe to guide you. And it's possible that the journey won't be as hard for you that it is for somebody else. Because everybody is here doing things a little bit different than the next person. Everybody's on a different mission. Confirmation. Once you have conscious understanding of what's going on in the world around you, there'll be more, the flow, you'll flow with ease. You'll flow with ease. So we're moving on to the last law. Law number 12 is the law of gender. Okay, so the law of gender. This is not about male or female, male and female. It's about the divine masculine and the divine feminine energies. Okay, so when I'm talking about the law of gender, I'm talking about the divine masculine and the divine feminine gender energies. So the divine masculine and the divine feminine energies is within all of us. Okay, this concept is a lot like the yin and yang. The divine masculine is your inner warrior. You're like, rah. It deals with your ability to want to take action. Associate this with your structure, your logic, and, taking charge, taking control. Now, on the other hand, the divine feminine is your inner healer. It deals with compassion, creativity, another sign. It deals with compassion, creativity. It deals with your intuition. It's your creative side helps you with your inner knowing. When you have inner knowing, your intuition. Knowing this, you can learn to balance these two powerful energies. Some of us have too much of one. Some of us are too masculine, and some of us are too feminine. We need to find balance of this divine masculine and divine feminine. So it's kind of strange because in life, I look like the divine feminine. So you would think that I was very feminine, but I'm not. I'm more masculine. I have this divine masculine aspect about myself. And that's what I show the world. But when the world sees me, they think they're going to get this divine feminine, this sweet little female creature that's going to be all like, I don't know, nice to them or whatever. And I'm nice, but I carry this masculine energy. I can be forceful. I could be bossy. I can be stern. I could be mean. I can be tough. Like I have this tough guy attitude about myself out in the world. And it's like, that's my warrior. It's my shield that I wear out into the world to protect this, feminine avatar that I chose to be in this world. So I had to protect myself. My example. So we need to find balance with these two energies. So if you're the head of the household, the leader of the family, or the owner of a company, or the manager of a company, the head honcho, then as the leader, you need both. You need balance of both of these strengths. You need strength and compassion to be successful, to run a happy, healthy, wealthy family or company or country. Whatever it is that you're leading and you're master of or boss of, you need balance of both to run it successfully. Balance is everything. If you are more of one thing, it throws off the scales, and that is how chaos starts. Too much of anything is no good for anyone. You must have balance in your life. Use the 12 laws in life and in the world. And when you do, you'll see that life just flows differently for you. So I hope that you liked this video. It's so super long. I know I'm going to kick myself in the butt when I have to edit all of this. I'm really curious. I can't wait to get to this video when I heard the bells ring. And I don't know if I wasn't really even looking over there. Since I turned my back, I haven't really seen anything since I turned my camera, but maybe I'll see something. Don't know. If you guys saw something, let me know. All right, guys, I love you. I hope you enjoyed this video, and be kind to yourself. If I don't make another video before Christmas, Merry Yule, Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, whatever your jam is, whatever it is you celebrate, happy whatever it is. I love you. Be blessed. Be kind. Just take care of yourself. You got to learn to love yourself so that the world around you can feel that love. I love you.